So, folks, we got to talk a little bit about the Epstein files. And specifically the fact that, like, the day the Maduro raid happened was the day that Trump was supposed to release the Epstein files. Like, the Department of Justice was mandated by the law passed by Congress and, like, by the Trump administration. They were supposed to release the Epstein files again. Like, that was what was supposed to happen. And I just want to remind everyone, Donald Trump's initial response after the initial release of some documents was, now 1 million more pages on Epstein are found. DOJ is being forced to spend all of its time on this Democrat-inspired hoax. When do they say no more and work on election fraud, etc.? The Dems are the ones who worked with Epstein, not the Republicans. Release all of their names, embarrass them, and get back to helping our country. The radical left doesn't want people talking about Trump and Republican success. Only a long ago dead Jeffrey Epstein. Just another witch hunt. And, like, it's pretty interesting stuff here, especially because, well, this is only from, like, less than a week ago. Justice Department is now said to be reviewing 5.2 million pages of Epstein files. And they're seeking about 400 lawyers to help in the review process. And, like, they were supposed to release all of this December 19th. And they said, oh, no, give us more time. Give us more time. How did they multiply by 5? Excellent question, Mr. Malachite. Excellent question indeed. But it is worth noting that, well, we kind of already know Donald Trump was in on the child sex trafficking. Like we know that. Like, that's been established now by documents and reporting. And one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about here was this story, which was from July 29th of last year. Trump says Epstein stole young women from Mar-a-Lago spa, including Virginia Giuffre. Okay, so he knew that, like, Jeffrey Epstein was stealing women from his spa. That's interesting, right? But of course, Republicans framed this as, oh, well, he found out that, like, the sex trafficking was happening and then kicked Epstein out of his club and then didn't report him to police. And that's a noble act for some reason. And, well, I want to throw something else out there, which is this report from the Wall Street Journal from December 30th. The incident that prompted Trump to ban Epstein from the Mar-a-Lago spa. Mar-a-Lago sent an 18-year-old spa worker on a house call to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. She complained to her bosses that Epstein pressured her for sex. Now, one thing that wasn't known was that the spa, as a matter of business, was sending their employees to go to Epstein's mansion, which was nearby, for years. And it was an open secret among employees that Jeffrey Epstein was a creep who was trying to have sex with the employees that were getting sent to his house. Like, the employees were telling each other that, oh, yeah, no, this guy is gonna try and have sex with you. Okay? Let me pull something up here. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a frequent visitor to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The club was also sending spa employees, usually young women, to Epstein's nearby mansion for massages, manicures, and other spa services, according to two former Mar-a-Lago and Epstein employees. The house calls went on for years, even as spa employees warned each other about Epstein, who is known among staff for being sexually suggestive and exposing himself during the appointments, according to the former Mar-a-Lago employees. The spa occasionally provided house calls for members. Epstein wasn't a dues-paying member of the club, but Trump told the staff to treat him like one. They came to a halt in 2003 after an 18-year-old beautician returned to the club from a house call to Epstein and reported to managers that he had pressured her for sex. A manager sent Trump a fax relaying the employee's allegations and urged him to ban Epstein, some of the foreign employees said. Trump told the manager it was a good letter and said to kick him out. The beautician disclosed the house call to the club's human resources team, one of the former employees said. The incident wasn't reported to Palm Beach police. They were sending Mar-a-Lago employees, and I want to remind you guys that there were girls younger than 18 who worked at Mar-a-Lago. Just as an FYI. And we know that because Virginia Guffrey was 16 and working in the spa at Mar-a-Lago. I was recruited at a very young age from Mar-a-Lago and entrapped in a world that I didn't understand, and I've been fighting that world to this day. This is from October 19th of last year. Donald Trump absolutely knew this was happening. He knew it was happening, and he told his club to send women to Epstein's house. Like, there's nothing, I just can't. It's crazy. And like the argument here is just, oh, well, you know, we couldn't possibly be bothered to post all the documents. Nah. And I just want to point out another thing. It's really, really weird when talking about a report that one of your employees was the victim of attempted like rape and sexual assault to then say, oh, this is a good letter that I got from you. Guys, if somebody, like, imagine for a moment you run a company and one of your managers sends you a letter that says essentially one of our employees was getting raped or was like the target of rape by one of your best friends. Why would you respond, this is a good letter? It's sicko shit. Yeah, he was talking about the prose. He was just a really big fan of well-written letters. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, yeah, it all just, it's all incredibly fucked up. And again, we were supposed to be getting these Epstein documents, and we don't get them. We haven't gotten them yet. And it really begs the question, they've had all these documents all years. There's now legislation on the books that Donald Trump signed that they have to release all of these. And they're not doing it. Why? And I think we know why. It's because Donald Trump is trying to cover his own ass and the asses of his friends. And like Schumer calls out DOJ for not providing unredacted Epstein contacts. Indeed. But also, I want to see this real quick. Here we go. This part in particular was really interesting in here. Okay. After the hearing, Greene held a news conference at which she threatened to identify some of the men who had abused the women. Greene says that she didn't know those names herself, but that she could have gotten them from the victims. Trump called Greene to voice his displeasure. Greene was in her Capitol Hill office, and according to a staff member, everyone in the suite of rooms could hear him yelling at her as she listened to him on speakerphone. Greene says she expressed her perplexity over his intransigence. According to Greene, Trump replied, "My friends will get hurt." Donald Trump doesn't want the Epstein file names released because him and his friends are gonna get hurt by their association with Jeffrey Epstein. And just, he said that, yes. Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently has witnesses. So, all I gotta say here is that it's just increasingly apparent that Donald Trump, at the very least, knew about and participated in providing Jeffrey Epstein with women to sexually abuse. And that is bare minimum, like what we know. It is absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely unconscionable that he remains in a position of leadership. And we need to build the power to get these people out. They have no business running a company, running a country. They have no business in polite society. They have no business being taken seriously as individuals. They need to be held accountable for their actions. Just one last bit. When she urged Trump to invite some of Epstein's female victims to the Oval Office, she says he angrily informed her that they had done nothing to merit the honor. It would be the last conversation Greene and Trump would ever have. Guys, I think the president of the United States might be in on this. Classic hunch. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Obviously, I wish I had more to add here, but like what I have to add is just we need these people gone yesterday. Like I'm just viscerally upset and angry, and anything I say more than they should be gone from their positions of power, like, it feels redundant. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. I'm a broken record. They knew. Donald Trump knew. Get them gone. I like, it's genuinely insane that Republicans tolerate these people in positions of power. When did he say this? This was allegedly, according to Greene, let's see here. It was in September. Greene spoke with some of the victims in a closed-door House Oversight Committee meeting. And then it was after that hearing in September. So, don't have an exact date, but it was September. All that being said, folks, if you got anything out of this, like, comment, subscribe, do the things. Consider supporting the stream financially because you guys make this possible. And also, I don't know. Join your local Dems, join your local DSA. We need to build the grassroots power to kick these fascists and sex criminals out of office. It's genuinely insane. Genuinely insane that it's gone on this long.
Riverboat deck is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, being plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.